Hey, what's up? Welcome to Mahogany Sweets. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Sorry for how dark it is in here. But anyway, I wanted to come and talk to you guys about White Boy Summer. Remember, what is that child name? Well, he ain't a child. He a grown man. Hank, Tom Hanks' son. Chet, that's what it is. Remember Chet went on to Instagram and did a video talking about it's a white boy summer or going to be a white boy summer, and he had even said that he talking about doing some John B stuff and all that. Well, nah, I think is different because we back up to these mass shootings. They happening pretty much like twice a week now, and I'm on Twitter or whatever, and I read an article where it was saying, "Come on, stop acting up." Crap, I just messed it up. I shouldn't have did that. But anyway, okay, it says research shows the timing of back-to-back mass shootings isn't a coincidence. And it says, okay, mass shootings in the U.S. have increased nearly 73% over the same time period last year. Research shows violence spreads like contagion, so one incident increases the likelihood of another. Gun violence researchers say little has been done to prevent the next mass shooting. Police shootings are also intertwined with gun violence. There were only 18 days in 2020 that the police didn't kill someone. Only 18 days in a whole year that the police did not kill someone. And that is also linked to the gun violence. Now, you know how they love to say that when it starts getting hot, they swear that black people go crazy and start shooting. But it's not just black people who act up once the sun come out. It's white people, it's Asians, it's Indians, it's Mexican. Like, none of that really matters. Everyone is human. You know what I'm saying? So it plays an effect, right? But what I was looking at is we're in a time place, right, where you have white men feeling like they're losing their power, feeling like they're under attack, feeling like they're becoming second class citizens since others are getting the proper treatment and justice and equality that they deserve. So they call themselves fighting back. Now, we always known that they have been pretty much like power hungry and gun crazy. They do have a thirst for blood, and they do lash out and attack others for whatever they feel is going wrong in their lives, right? So the mass shootings isn't anything new, but just what I'm looking at is due to the time that we in the mass shootings. And I think that you have some it coinciding as well with the gun laws. Anytime during even Obama's presidency, when they had the agenda, they wanted to make it harder for people to access guns, have guns, or whatever, which white people feel that this directly affects them due to the fact that they have always been good. They have always been crazy about guns, wanting guns, keeping guns, and all kind of like ammunition and weapons and stuff like that, that so that they could set off a war all by their damn self, right? So of course that felt like a personal attack to them. And plus I also kind of feel them in a sense that the people who are out committing crimes, right, and killing are not law-abiding citizens, right? So you're pitting laws or making adjustments to the process of obtaining guns, but only the law-abiding citizens who are already been law-abiding are going to adhere to that. Well, you know what? White people do get their guns majority of the time lawfully, and right, they're criminals though. But for, let's say, instance, other people and some white people that are criminals and killing and stuff, they already have their guns unlawfully. These laws or restrictions on guns is not going to limit them because they're already buying off the black market or buying and obtaining weapons illegally. So I'm like, that's not going to make a difference just because you change some laws and make it harder for law abiding citizens. That's all it's doing. It's going to crush and hurt as law-abiding citizens, make it harder for us to protect ourselves due to the fact that you're still going to have the police with their guns, which they're one large gang, and then you're still going to have the criminal underworld who are going to have their weapons, and it's going to be us stuck in the middle, unable, I'm talking about us regular law-abiding citizens, unable to have weapons to protect ourselves. Now, where I feel there are certain guns citizens should not be able to access, because it's like, right, this is something for if you are going to war. This isn't just to protect your home, your property, your person. Like, y'all want grenades, y'all want, all this weapons that you would use for war. So I feel like, right, that shouldn't be accessible to the average American or citizen. But on the other hand, I do believe there's going to be a day and time where the military turn against us, the U.S. citizens. So we actually will be in need of those kind of weapons. But the other part of me feel like I don't care what they go ahead and do with this agenda to try and confiscate guns and all of that, because right, there always will be the black market. So if law-abiding citizens get to the point to where we got to go and hit the black market to be able to defend and protect ourselves against criminals or against the police, military, or stuff like that, we will be able to. But let me get back to my point though. So, right? So there was just recently, yesterday, a mass shooting in Wisconsin where I think they said 2 or 3 ended up dead and a few more ended up wounded, but they have apprehended the mass shooter or whatever. But that is at heart, at nature, a white man's sport of mass shootings. Like, they throw tantrums, they lash out at everyone else. They want people to go down with them or just want to take others down. They don't normally have a specific target like in mind that I guess you can say triggered them. What they do is they just go and say, I'm angry, I'm upset, or I'm ready to die. I'm about to just go somewhere and kill a whole bunch of people for no reason. Part of me believes that they are sleeper cells. They are MK Ultra. If you pay attention, the majority of these people who be the mass shooters, they come and tell us that they were part of some sector in the army, ex CIA or something like that, right? So those are MK Ultra puppets, sleeper cells living amongst us, and then I believe they go trigger them, give them the assignment, and they go and fulfill it, do it out. And then I think that you also have that portion because they are kind of like a hive mind and thirst for blood. They are very impressionable even as adults. So I think you do have that sector where, okay, a mass shooting just happened and it gives them the idea to say, right, I'm suicidal, I'm angry, bitter, or something like that. Yeah, I just think that on the news, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and take my gun and shoot a whole bunch of people. You get what I'm saying? So I think that you also have that going on as well. My thing is, if you, I think if at this point where we are in society, what's happening, I think that with the gun laws that they're trying to make, with the climate of all this racism and whites feeling like they're losing their power and position, and add the agenda against guns, we're going to have a lot more shootings. And people are just crazy. It seems like each generation is just getting crazier and crazier, more toxic, getting away from having that mindset of community, of family, of safety, of being protectors, and they're just losing their mind. Life is not value. I think that is due to the movies, to the music, the crap that they putting in the food, in the air, the drugs, like all of it is just, the nation is just decaying. People soul and more compass and stuff is decaying. And we know that Satan runs this world and he's getting a tighter grip on it. You got what I'm saying? So it's just going to hell in a handbasket. So it's going to be quite a few more. But it just had me thinking with reading this and watching what's going on, that when Chet Chet, Tom Hanks, yeah, so Hanks is the last name. When Chet Hanks came and said it's going to be a white boy summer, I think that was cold. I think that was pre-programming to White people they already was acting up in the winter. You get what I'm saying? With the storming the Capitol and all this crazy stuff though just going on. I think that it was cold and it was a pre-warning of what's to come, that there's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of anarchy, possibly civil war. And I would say, yeah, civil war, because no, people are going to need to and should get up and defend themselves. It's enough of looking to the law thinking that they are going to do what they should do. They're not. And we should not just sit back and say, oh, well, yeah, it's angry and upset and they got away with it. What can we do? No, you can't do something. You can fight back. Yes, fight back. Do that. You get what I'm saying? Do not live in fear, saying like, oh, okay, well, I don't, and I'm talking to my people now at this point. Do not, and other ones, do not live in fear, saying, well, I'm afraid because it's possible I will lose my life or something like that. Because they're out here just killing and targeting us any damn way. Go to war. Go to war. Fight back for you and yours. Do not sit down and accept that. As you see this kumbaya Martin Luther King mindset. Yes, it did its job in the sector, the portion that it was supposed to do its job in. But the Marcus Garvey and the Malcolm X sector needed to stay alive and in our hearts and in our spirits as well. And that's the part that we need and that we've been missing. That is the only thing. If you notice, it has always been bloodshed, and it's been around the world for freedom. Freedom does not come by asking. Freedom does not come by begging. Freedom does not come by trying to appease and appeal to your enemies, your oppressor. Freedom and victory comes through war, and we're at war. When will we realize this and fight back? That's what we need to do. And I know some people might not agree with this, but I want you to just go sit back and think of it. They're knocking us off and killing us and at war with us, as already as it is, and we're not putting up a fight. And until they meet and are met with that same energy in war and defeated, that is only when it will stop and end. And it's not going to get better. Things should have shown you it's not going to get better. And they're losing their minds. And I'm going to make a whole nother video about that. But anyway, that's what's going on. These mass shootings. Chet saying it's going to be a white boy summer. Yeah, y'all better gear up because they going crazy. It's going to be a lot more killings. Not just by these MK Ultra puppets. Not just by these crazy white boys, but also by the police. The police are also the crazy white boys. Okay? So, get hip to it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think that changing gun laws will make a difference. I think that the time is going to come where they are going to knock on people's door and say, hey, we know you have these registered weapons. You have to turn them over. The only people who will be allowed to legally have firearms will be the military, because I think that they're even going to wipe out the police due to, and these police officers or would be police officers, they're gonna go to the military. They're gonna wipe out the police altogether and say, okay, y'all having issues with police, y'all begging us to get rid of them, change it over, do something a bit different. It's going to be the military. That's why they got the National Guards and military administering the vaccine to already get you familiar with them, get you comfortable with them, and get you feeling like, oh, okay, they are fulfilling a need for us. They're here for help, to change your mindset about them. And then also look at it like, okay, right, I'd rather have a military in power in place, because yeah, they over me, but they over the police. Because right, we've been asking, who checks the police, who keeps them in line? They're gonna bring the military. How the military do it? How you comfortable and begging for it and okay with it, and then turn around and flip it, and the military gonna be 100 times worse. I don't know if y'all been paying attention over there in Myanmar, places in Africa. I can't remember the exact country. I think Nigeria. And there's other places over there in China and stuff. where the military have taken over, and they all over the streets, control everything that people doing, where they going, how they doing this stuff. They're going to do that here. Martial law basically is going to be the norm, and they just probably won't call it martial law, but that's what they're gearing us up to, and that's what they want. They're trying to create order, grasp more control and power through chaos. They create the chaos so they can get to the solution that they actually want, their end goal and agenda. And the people are going to beg for it without even knowing. Tell me what you think.